right here, called the miggle muscle. Here, okay? This part right here, are the miggle muscle. Peace. You just dancing. That's it, huh? You're doing the bounce.
Listen. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Listen. So the last couple days, I've heard a lot of complaining about the weather. Okay?
All right.
And I get it. It's shitty. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'm confused, Dave, because it's like we live in Canada, guys. We all know there's always that one last dirty storm that licks us. And we're like, why? We want summer. And then summer just appears. I don't know if anyone's been watching the Weather Network, but like as of next week, we're up in the mids, like the 50. We just have to let it go past, y'all.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's all about Mother Nature doing what she has to do.
It's annoying, though. I get it. I understand people's frustration.
Especially the inclement weather. The holy water.
I know.
Which so happily turned into ice with the box man in the side of their face.
So this is the tales of a bus rider, apparently. No. I don't feel boxed in my face because I'm in a car.
Really? So when you're leaving from your car, going to, of course, wherever you were going, there's a period of time where you were outside. You didn't get boxed in your face. You magically a force field plastic umbrella which come right down.
Anyways, Dave, we have to do the show. You're just upset. Are you okay now?
No, I'm not upset. You experienced the same thing that I did.
Anyways,
it's on a smaller scale.
Much smaller. Start driving. Anyways, so
I do.
Today we have, you know what? Today's show we started a little bit late. Listen, there's a lot of changes. With change comes like sometimes upheaval, because right now this entire office is in a little bit of an upheaval. Like we got rained upon, so there's just been some things happening. You know,
it is what it is. You know,
there's been some change behind scenes.
You gotta take the bad with the bad, and you know. And
Dave started doing some engineering, so he does some of it now. We have another young lady who's doing it with us, so like we're all trying to work together.
All I'm doing is pressing a few buttons. That's it. That's it. That's all I do.
So today's a lighter show. We're probably gonna go past our time a little bit.
No,
because we can.
Well,
but we have a call in, so I figure we better like kind of hit what we're gonna be introducing or introduce him at the beginning of the show. We have some information after. We can talk about it after we hear him out first. What do you think?
No problem. I mean, it's all good. I'm interested in hearing what the gentleman has to say. You know, how long the business has been around. You know, and especially like what his future output is going to look like.
Yeah, what he wants to do. I know he says he has some programs, but you know what I'll do? How about we start with a video first? Let's change things up a little bit. We don't usually do that on here to help you.
That is true.
But let me introduce you to the young man that they call the Kid. And this is a compliment of Richard's Magazine. This is actually highlights from the Chicago Playground at Style Fashion Week. See what we can do. Oh, that's just, no, that's not, that's just the picture. But we're going to get here. This is not what I want yet. We actually have a video.
But I like this stuff.
Okay, wait, but I don't want to talk about it yet. Okay, let's talk about it because it's up there. Let's go with it.
Yeah, we can run with it, man. It's all right.
What do you like about this stuff, Dave?
You know, especially since I don't know left or right when we're on TV, I'm gonna just go with colors.
Okay, do color.
You know, the ice gold and green at the our left, right? That looks fresh.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right. I'm particularly fond of the jacket next to it.
That's such a you jacket.
It is, isn't it?
And
It's
you know
nice
what-
and simple. Small C.
You know which one's mine? If I was gonna pick one, which one's mine, Dave?
Oh, come on, you're right in the middle where everybody got to see you.
No, but this outfit is bad. So let's talk about this guy. This young man. I called him guy. Since we like me and him are comfortable
know,
like that.
we're
Not
benches,
even
right?
comfortable like that. Yeah. But we want to be, and I want to be, not just because you have really nice gear, and I want to be part of it, but because
Yeah, my new mugger coming off.
I was telling Dave, I'm like, if I was younger, I'd be one of his models. Because his stuff is really, really nice.
Stuff is real nice. Yeah,
you know what?
who
Do we have
knows?
another picture? Let's put up another picture if you have one there, hun. Let's see if we have another one. We can show some of the gear. So let's talk about fashion just a little bit. So I'm going to go, obviously, like, this is just cool stuff. These are just one of the designers. This is not his stuff. This isn't his stuff, but this is just some of the Afrocentric clothing lines and designers and things that people have come out with.
Okay.
And why is it so important? So let's do a little bit psychology. So a study conducted by Craig Thompson and Diane Haitko, 1997, clearly suggests a connection between people's identities and their fashion sense. The study based its conclusions on data collected from interviews conducted with American college students, obviously students because they're the most impressionable, right?
Okay.
Between the ages of 20 to 30, which is a very impressionable time. People say your teenagers are. I think your 20s are pretty, because that's when you kind of turn into an adult. Like you go from like, all of a sudden you're in your 20s and it's like, okay, I have to start being an adult. I have to start adulting now. And then like all these things happen to you. Like that's when sometimes people get married, people have children. So it's like, I could definitely see why. And especially college students. At that time, usually people are just in study mode.
Or
right?
partying.
Or partying, being stylish. That was me. Anyways, so according to Thompson, guys, let's talk about this today. I usually have paperwork, but this is what happens when your office floods and there's no printer. So now I gotta hold this because I'm blind like hell and I can't see, and I refuse to wear my glasses. So, according to Thompson Haitko, 1997, that's the when the article is written. Just so people were, why she keeps saying 1997? That's why.
Okay.
Fashion provides people with a platform to express both their individuality and their conformity to the cultures and groups that they belong to.
That makes sense. Excuse me. Back in the neighborhoods, you can see certain styles. Like growing up, you know, just by dress, who's from what neighborhood, right? So for me, elementary school, I went to school, of course, with a lot of Italians, Europeans, so on and so forth, right? And now some of the older kids who were skinheads, right? You can tell who was rocking and who was rolling with the crew just, of course, by the stitch and, of course, their Doc Martens, right? So, of course, that makes sense.
What did you wear?
Whatever I could afford at that point in time. Since I was jobless, right? Since I was, of course, of not of working age.
You just wore what your parents. What were you wearing?
That's right. Original Sparks.
Not fashionable.
hey, man, I had a few colors, you know what? And they were fashionable to me. They matched everything that I wore.
So let's see what else psychology says about fashion. Because again, like, with the topics that we discuss, like things like fashion sometimes are looked over, but they do hold a great degree. I remember we did a show, me and Alyssa did a show on, what's that word?
You mean the cultural appropriation?
Cultural appropriation,
yes.
Right? That has a lot to do with fashion. Like, I'm not going to go into that, obviously, today. But just the idea of how fashion can drive a people sometimes.
Yeah.
It really can. Like, we're going to get to a part, because I know you really hate skinny jeans. We're going to get to that. Dave really secretly wants to wear skinny jeans. I think he's just vexed that he's like.
I'm just too old. I'm just too old to rock them. I'm sorry. It is what it is, man. Certain fashion, deserve to be with certain, genres. Like when I'm growing up, right? An older man told me that, what, dimes held, flex with dimes, quarters hang with quarters, and nickels hang with nickels.
Okay.
Right. So I can't do what a nickel's doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You can't,
right?
Because you're how much are you? What's your denomination? What is your hold on? I need to hear this. What is your monetary denomination?
My monetary denomination?
Yes.
It's of the adult range. That's where it is.
That's not a number.
I know.
There's a dime. Stay there. Just joking. Anyhow.
Thank you.
So let's go. No, let's look a little bit more into what Thompson and Hatko have to say. They make reference to the fact that media like magazines influence how students dress, particularly by including images of celebrities that the students aspired to look like. And like that's what are those? What's that song?
The Red Bottoms.
Cardi B. Every girl now is like red bottoms, red bottoms. It's like
You know, you can understand why, right?
yeah, because she looks cute in them.
There you go.
They're expensive though, and they mash up your toes. So
Past the Cavassier, right?
that's true. Branding,
right?
branding, right?
Yeah.
But I know that video was hot though.
Listen,
the
man,
fashion in that
I
video
think
was.
there was a study that came out a while ago. I believe, if not in the billions, maybe close to the trillions regarding what our spending power is. Sorry, did I say something I wasn't supposed to say?
No, let's talk about that because I have something about that.
Okay,
no,
go
I
ahead.
do. The global fashion industry this is really like
Yeah, it's huge, man.
technology. Like, no, the fact that I could move
You
the
could-
screen to get to where I need.
and it'd be readily accessible.
Yeah, I'd be flipping pages. So, the global fashion industry is conservatively estimated to be worth over $1.3 trillion.
Yeah, that's our spending power.
$1 trillion.
So you know what? I don't want to hear any excuses now in regards to why we don't have this or why we don't have that or why comes we $1.3 trillion dollars in regards to what our spending power is.
2% of the value of the world's economy.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this stat was from 2012.
But still.
So, we already know what that might be looking like right now.
You know?
But $1.3 trillion.
Yeah.
I found that amazing. That was remarkable. So, let's just go back quickly over what I know he's going to be calling very soon. Actually, should have been calling now, but it's okay.
It's all right.
I'll get to him in a
Do you
second.
think we can get to that video?
Can we get to that video? No. Okay.
No,
okay. No worries. Don't worry. We're gonna get it up for you guys. Don't worry. Another interesting point that is made is that young people often dress to fit into a community that is symbolically present, but that may be distant from one's current setting. And there's some more pictures up there. I have a picture that is from Source magazine. Picture number 8.
Well,
yes,
the
Source
great
magazine.
Source.
I
Shout out to
number
Benzino.
my pictures, guys, because sometimes that's me. But so I have to. Do you remember any of these people?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I brought it back to the 90s.
Wow.
So this picture is from Source magazine, 1999. Do you remember this? This was before tight top jeans.
Listen, man, this is the baggy G central. You know what I'm saying?
So-
I think I still got a few baggy G's left.
We've gotten rid of them. I've taken care of that. So when we come back, we're going to probably be getting a phone call from the kid himself.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that video for you guys. You need to see that. And yeah, we'll be back on here to help you guys. I really do like this, though. The fact that you're able to do that. Okay, the video.
We are doing this event for the community. But what if CEO actually stood for catching every opportunity? This week alone, I've seen 3 businesses that shut their doors in this community.
Investing in yourself. Like, you have to know what your brand is first. So there's no other way that you're going to build a brand unless you network. You have to eventually get out there.
And it stems down to a lot of times not having the right knowledge, the right know-how.
All right, so welcome back, everybody, to Here to Help You.
Yes.
We're getting through today.
Of course. Why not?
We're getting through it. So I'm sorry, as I'm here, I'm sitting here kind of doing a little bit of like, we're communicating with the kid right now.
Oh.
But I have a video, and hopefully we'll be getting a call in from him soon. This video is just introducing who he is. For those who don't know him, I think he's an amazing young man, and I'm dying to see more from him. So, the kid, everybody.
Yes.
Your name is?
I'm Rodnell. They call me Kid. I'm the creative director behind Chicago Playground.
And what inspired you to start your line?
Well, the inspiration behind the brand was to create something that was legendary, to create it that hold a sense of substance. So what you got here, Chicago Playground, it's a collegiate-inspired brand that we specialize in the whole varsity jacket concept, but it's a foundation amongst enlightening the talents of art amongst the next generations to come. So even if you look at these jackets and the whole concept that we got behind the brand, you take a few years back when our mothers and fathers was young, these jackets and this whole concept of varsity jackets, it was a sense of a conversation piece. And if you was caught in one of them jackets back then, you had to be a part of something that was legendary or had a sense of loyalty and unity behind it. So that's what we kind of want to push with the whole brand of Chicago Playground, is a sense of unity and to uplift and enhance the whole artistic elements that kids have.
Great. Well, let everyone know where we can find you. Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, well, we out of Chicago right now, but we pretty much thriving throughout the country. So throughout the social media, you all can follow us at Chicago Playground, or you go on the website at chicagoplayground.com.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good
It's an honor to be here.
It's coming to you live. Small Boutique Fashion Week, Atlanta, Runway News.
So to give you a little sense about this young man, he's a little edgy.
Okay.
And you can always tell the artsy ones. You can.
How?
There's just something about them. Like, he just has his own.
Its own flavor.
Yeah, man. His
Right.
style is his own. I don't know if it's a Chicago thing. They talk with their body and hands. I notice a lot.
Yeah. I've noticed. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know this a lot.
Maybe.
I don't see a lot of
Who
people from
knows?
Chicago. But no, honestly, it's just our movement as Africans. Anyhow, we're
Right,
full of
that's
movement and symbols.
The connection.
But yes, we are ready now. So he's going to be calling in soon. But going back to what we were talking about when it comes to fashion and Afrocentric fashion, you have history. I know he's going to be calling in, but can you give us a little bit of background on why fashion is so important to us?
Good question. When we're looking at, of course, the importance of fashion, we're looking now, of course, at now people just want to look good when it comes down to it, right? I mean, we traded for the silks, right? Not to mention, of course, like the kente cloth, right? The different woven structure of the kente cloth, of course, meaning certain things, Look at the batis that, of course, like a lot of our women wear, right? Just for a bed, right? And look at the prints, right? The certain colors, so, attract certain type of vibrations, make you feel good, right? You can tell when sometimes, of course, when somebody's just not in a great state of mind, but of course, by the clothes that they wear.
You can tell by the clothes that they wear.
Right?
It's very, very true.
Right? So, translate that now, of course, to now one particular region on the continent to, of course, other regions now on the continent which have different fabrics, right? Then transfer that now, of course, to other regions outside of the continent now who also have different types of fabrics. You know what I'm saying? So, now, of course, you develop a system now, a barter system, right? Or trade system now. Of course, you now importing, exporting certain products. You're receiving certain type of imports. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a cross connection there, right? And then you begin to have a melting pot, right? Fashion, of course, herbs, right? Which, of course, for seasoning for food, right? So on and so forth, right? So now, of course, this becomes now of our daily structure, our daily lifestyle.
Can we throw up some more fashion? Just because I got so many pictures, just because.
It's okay, throw them up.
Yeah, like I want you guys just to be seeing. You don't have to be staring at us the whole time. Okay, good.
Sure, go for it.
I love this. So this is Victoria Gray. So this is now what I love the fact is that we do use a lot of color
Right.
in our clothing.
Uh-huh.
I love it. So this is another designer, and this is an African. Can you read that? I can't see it. My eyes are horrible.
Sorry, what do you want me to?
Fashion Week, Style Week.
Oh, top right. Okay, so African Fashion Week in London, That
Okay.
looks like what, 2017, I think?
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe so.
Maybe
But
I'm
these are
off,
just
but
more of
still.
the designers. Like, again, very much going to this Afrocentric point of view. And I want to bring up why Afrocentrism. What is it with Afrocentric clothing? What is this movement that's happening more so now than ever? So Afrocentric clothing connects the individual to the community.
Okay.
Okay? Afrocentrism is a political, cultural, and ideological movement. It stems from the need of African people to unite in their roots, no matter where in the world they are.
You know, as you say that, what comes to mind, Malefique Sante, he's the one that actually coined this phrase, Afrocentrism.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's out of Philadelphia.
Okay.
So when I hear stuff like this, of course, I'm just going right back on his work, right? It's wonderful to go ahead and center yourselves, you know, and align yourself back within your roots, and especially when it comes down to your clothing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, it's beautiful to see the pride that people are beginning, if not have had. You know, it's what's great is the fact that it's more in your face, of course, through the use of social media, right? Whereas at one point in time, you're looking at, okay, if you go to certain areas, if you go to certain functions, maybe you can see it. But now it's like, you know what? You can just go to Facebook or go to IG,
Yeah.
you know, and then it's in your face. The prints, you know, that's the styles, the structures, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And it
it's
goes back to
every
that
day.
whole cultural appropriation thing, because
Right.
we're starting to see other designers. One of the ones who's probably in the news the most is Mr. Marc Jacobs.
Okay.
And some of his prints have been almost really controversial. Doesn't he have a dress of like a slave, like the slave ship Jesus? Have you seen that? I should have got that picture.
I didn't know if it was him who designed it, but I have seen that picture.
Yeah,
Right? I mean, it's...
Pretty crazy.
But then again, you know what? You're looking at people now in the arts who are constantly pushing the envelope,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't surprise me in regards to something like that would be taken. At least that step would be taken. I'm sure there's a reason, you know, in regards to why something like that was done. But hey, man, shoot. You're going to see edgy, and this is what does it. You know, so it's a hit or miss. And sometimes it's done on purpose just for it to go ahead and draw that
To draw
controversy,
emotion.
right? Because
Draw that
attention,
emotion.
right?
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention to something, it doesn't exist.
That's very, very true. So let's throw up another picture. And this is, again, I want to show, of course, Andre, back to the idea of celebrity wearing. Like,
Right.
having a celebrity show his Afrocentric pride,
Okay.
I guess you can say.
Right.
It's really good for our community. I'm going to read this. It is an invitation to fully express the traditional values and lifestyles of the African community. That's one of the reasons for this movement. Like, look at the fashion moguls.
Right.
Has that like slight Afro, even if it's a little touch, it's always there.
It's still there.
Right?
Right.
It's thrown into the mix. And I'm sorry, there's something I love about a brother just dressed. It doesn't matter what, because everyone has their own style.
Right.
Everyone has their own flavor. But I love seeing like fashion and how people do use it to express themselves.
Right.
So give me some other stuff that you know that coming from, because the good thing with you, Dave, is that I can come to you to come with some of the, I guess, more the historical relevance of things, how it affects us as a people more so. I can give you the, not the fluff, but the more contemporary things, the stuff that's more on the surface. How about that?
Okay. So my research was more based on the Chicago Black Renaissance.
Okay, let's
Right.
talk about
and,
it.
And how now, of course, the social economic situations at that point in time would have now driven a culture. Right. Now, you're looking at, of course, now at people now whose their everyday lifestyle was nowhere close in regards to, of course, their European counterparts. Right. But they may do in regards to what it is that they did have. Right. So from that now, of course, necessity becomes the mother of all creations. Right. You look at now the blues, of course, blues started off, of course, regarding emotion.
Yeah.
Right. So now, of course, you see people now establishing their fashion sense. Right. Once again, through the needs of necessity. Right, whether it's taking a few pieces of cloth, right, and just sew them together, and now you have a dress, right, or a pants, right, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, these are the certain type of things that we're looking at, right, and now, of course, now with people coming in now and establishing the Chicago Black Renaissance at that point in time, now, right, you have a heightened sense of culture, of arts, right, as well as fashion, right, and I'm sure, of course, the kid can go and attest to this because I'm pretty sure that some of his fashion sense or ideals or ideology have come from, of course, understanding, of course, what took place, during that whole Renaissance period in Chicago, right? You had artists such as Cab Calloway at one point in time who was a mainstay in Chicago, right? Louis Armstrong as well, as being, jazz trumpeter, being a mainstay. So, of course, these jazz musicians were well dressed,
Yeah,
the
man.
zoot, or I believe they call it the zoot suits, right, with the wide crotch, right, and the tapered pants legs, right?
I actually have a video. I don't know if we could pull it up. It's the first one, and it's some pictures from like the 40s.
Okay.
From the 20s up to the 40s.
Right.
If we can pull it up, wonderful, because that would be cool, so people can get an idea
Yeah.
of how long we've been doing this for.
Oh,
But
yeah.
back to the Renaissance.
There was a great migration that took place in the city, the state of Chicago, or city, of Chicago. Some articles that I've read, places as early as 1910s for up to about 1960, right, give or take a few years in between there, right? But once again, you have more of us going in,
Right.
And we're bringing. This is where now, of course, the migration or people traveling with their own sense of culture, right, own sense of fashion. We're now coming into a new place. Right, so you can imagine now, of course, our people and the types of fashion they wore in the South, right? Now going into, of course, the rural area, in this case, the urban areas, the city, right? How the sense of fashion would have changed, right? Southern style, maybe lighter fashion wear, a little more breathable fashion. So, of course, the North now, which has winter, right? So now you need thicker, material. Right, your cotton mixed with polyester, and like.
Did you just say cotton mix?
Mixed with, right, the fusion, right? I mean, because the material has to be
How do
warm
you
enough
know
to
this?
Come on, man. Come on, really?
This man said cotton mixed with polyester.
Right.
How did you know that?
There's a particular artist that I want to make reference to.
Sure.
Here it is. St. Clair Drake. He wrote a book called Black Metropolis in Chicago. He was a sociologist, and of course, studying our people, he wanted to go ahead and make public what our everyday conditions were like, right? The lifestyle and so on and so forth. So I mean, it's interesting to see how the evolution of that process has taken place, from the wearing of course, the cloth, basically even before the cloth, right?
Okay.
We wore nothing at one point in time. Right?
Sorry. I'm like doing like three things at once here. I'm trying to get this set up and organized. I do apologize. So you know what we're gonna do? Did you get to find that? Okay, we're gonna play this video. This shows some of the fashion from the 1920s to 1940s.
Go ahead.
It's actually compliments of a Wilmer Knapp, and then we're gonna take a break. Hopefully we can get this phone call in.
It's all good.
We're working through it, people. Join us back on In the Now.
Must take the A train to go to Sugar Hill way up in Harlem. If you miss the A train, you'll find you missed the quickest way to Harlem. Hurry, get on now, it's coming. Listen to those rails are thrumming. All aboard, get on the A train. Soon you will be on Sugar Hill in Harlem. You take your baby to Harlem, you're bound to find the hall up on Sugar Hill, where everyone's having a solid ball. You board that A train, and then you ride till you dig this number, 145 Street, where all the cats meet, posing on the stroll. Pops are really in there. Ba-da-doo-da-da-da-doo-day. That's the riff that the bands all play. It's groovy, the hep cats say. Then you know that you're in Harlem. You got to get off that A train, and you will get a thrill. Yeah, if you're looking for a rhythm, you'll find it on Sugar Hill. Now that you know just how to get up that big upper nickel and you got your fare, if you want to go to Happy
far?
I'm loving it because
This is my first year here, and I was so excited.
I've had so many people come, so much traffic. I'm absolutely tired.
Because of all the exposure that I got from this great event, I was able to grow and evolve and create my very own label.
It's been a fantastic event.
This is my second year.
This is a great and awesome event connecting to the community.
So yeah, we urge you to join here. It's a great turnout.
So for those of you who are not here this year and have business, make sure that you're here next year because it's only going to get better every year.
So I will be back next year. So thank you. This is so awesome.
So people who aren't here, what would you tell them?
You're missing out. Come out and have some fun.
No one wants to live outside the box. We play it safe. But if you had told me all those years ago that I'd go on to win Juno Awards and Much Music Awards, I would have laughed.
All right, stay with me. Here we go. Hands up! Reach for the sky. Come on. And hold your head up high for tonight. And every night you're what? Yes!
To be distinct, you must be different. So I'm going to tell you this. Love Inc.'s You're a Superstar went on to explode onto the Canadian dance scene. Not only was it a hit in Canada, it was a hit internationally. Top 5 in the UK, across Europe and into Australia. Our music was everywhere. Radio, TV, video, fashion, television. I was on tour across Canada, branching into the US and Europe. Our music was everywhere. Our video was everywhere.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So,
Peace.
Dave is sitting here singing something about red dress put on. What are you singing?
The Police, Roxanne.
And then he said there's something about that song.
I don't know what it is, man, but it takes me back to my childhood.
Is it the red dress? Because we're talking about fashion. Is that what you made you? Was that?
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Are you picturing a woman in a red dress?
Well, that's the song was written about. It's about a woman in a red dress.
Everybody, welcome back.
Shout out to all 80s babies.
Yeah, that's right. You're not an 80s baby. You're like a 60s baby. I know you're shutting people out for it. Anyhow, so you know what? We're working through our show today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we're talking about something a little bit lighter. We're usually really like heavy. We're pretty intense with our messages and with our shows.
Very true.
So like, you know what? When I was when the kid and I don't even know how it happened. It was on Instagram.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly who contacted you. I think I may have, I don't know. Regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that I was able to like vibe with him, and then we're able to actually set up something where I was like, you know what, I've even thought about doing a Afrocentric and a lighter one. Like we could go real deep with this, and you know that we can go.
Yeah,
we can take this show there when it comes to like fashion, and there's a lot. We should probably do a show.
You know,
about that.
The Quasies, Meroa Quasi, she does an
Yes.
excellent job in regards to relating fashion of today in a modern sense to, of course, the fashion of yesteryears.
That's the interview I was talking about, the lecture that I was talking about, that we
Right.
could take it there. But today I wanted to keep it a little bit light and keep it artsy and keep it like, you know, sometimes young people, and this is one of the reasons why we do this, is they need to find ways to express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And arts and art forms are very, very valuable ways for people to take that energy that they have and put it through something.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like a conduit.
Yeah, I would.
I did this because water. Okay. Anyhow, no, but it is no, the art form. We have students that we work with that are like, put them down to write something, and it's like pulling teeth.
Right.
But they can sit in front of their artwork for hours,
Mm-hmm.
or they can sit there looking at fashion for hours, or it's incredible what self-expression and art can do. So a show like this is you know, I think it's valuable.
It is. Countless of our guests who've come on our show and have informed us that if it wasn't for some form of the arts, they would not know where they would be, right? In regards to now anger management, right? Because you already know. I mean, a lot of our men and women are stressed and have no other outlet.
Kanye West.
Right. So of course they put it somewhere. And
are you ignoring my my
fortunately,
name drop?
fortunately, you know, they put it in the art.
He's angry. And he makes pretty funky clothes.
For those who can afford it.
Yeah, you know, tight leather pants. Speaking about tight leather pants and tight pants, I do have a question for the young men out there.
That's a different conversation for me.
Why are your pants so tight? Like, okay. And this is the confusing part, since we're talking fashion, because I don't know anything about it, though. You see the older men, like the Drake and Lil Wayne, and all of them wearing these tight pants, and they're so tight. Like, they're tighter than most of my pants, and my pants are tight. I don't understand how I see some of these young boys. I'm like, how? And then they sang them.
Yeah.
Can someone...
I can't justify
any young person, I don't care. You know what? I'm not even judging. I just want you to explain to me, especially as a young man, how that works. Isn't that uncomfortable? Is there any discomfort there? I've never seen a girl sag her tights. That would be an interesting sight.
That would be an interesting story.
Saggy pants on a girl that are tight. I don't know if we should let you guys on a bly on that one.
I don't think so.
And we have some grown men wearing some tight pants too. I'm just like, why are your pants so tight?
But it goes to show you, right, the influence, right? At one point in time, right, the tight pants was rockers, right? What we call rockers, like and rock and rollers. You know, like the Rod Stewarts and all of them. If you look at back in the day, right?
Pants were tight.
Yes, absolutely, right? So you can see that evolution of fashion, and well, you know what? It somehow trickled its way into our culture, right? Because imagine, okay, I don't know for you, but for myself, right? For myself, going into certain areas, certain neighborhoods, it just was a no-no.
What? What's a no-no?
Any type of questionable look was a no-no. What's questionable? If you shots of 2 shots of as a man, you have to go back inside. Don't walk the street, right? It was questionable, of course.
But now, no, not anymore. In the hood now, everyone's wearing tight pants.
But that's the thing now. In regards to now, the thought process, right? It's cool. It's cool to wear tight pants. I can't believe I said that. But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it is right now. It is. You know, at one point in time, for women, remember the tennis skirts? Remember the tennis skirts that a lot of the girls used to wear? Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Because it was cool. It was cool to wear tennis skirts. Make a woman now wear tennis skirt. I wish y'all go with that right now. Well, it's back to 1995, right? I mean, you know, like, but you can see, right? But you know what? And all it takes is a one cool person, when the celebrity probably, to wear a tennis skirt, and bam, it's the lick all over again, right?
And you know what's interesting too? Just to talk about fashion a little bit. Sagging pants. Can you tell our young men the history of sagging pants, please? Why?
It doesn't matter at this point. to be honest with you, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You think a lot of these young men and women out there don't understand where this process is coming from?
I don't think so. I think they just do it because it's fashion.
No. You know what? So what? Even if it's just sort of at fashion, right? A young man right now is still going to go out and sag his pants regardless of the fact he knows it's coming from a jail culture.
I just want to let them to know the history, though.
Listen, I'm sure a lot of them already do know. In regards to it
do you
coming
want
from
me
the
to
jail,
say it?
What?
Are you scared to say it?
No, I'm not scared. You know,
Okay.
but I know you're definitely a lot more appropriate than I would. You know,
You're scared. Dave is terrified to talk about this topic. So I'm going to talk about it. So when it comes to fashion, with the whole sagging jeans thing, in prison, it is a jail.
Yeah, it's jail
Fashion
culture.
statement.
Right. If you were sagging pants in jail, you were the ones that, you know, who used to took it up the
You
ass.
would
And that's what it comes down to.
I should have just said it.
That's what it comes down to. Let's be right. Let's be right.
You were the receiver.
You were the receiver. Okay, fine. We'll call it the receiver, right?
Okay.
But it's directly speaking, right?
I can't believe you just said that.
But listen, there are countless documentaries out there who show this.
So.
Right? And you don't think a lot of these young men out there who have not watched this, you know, everybody's a YouTube scholar. So you can't tell me nobody has seen in regards to that, where that culture and lifestyle is coming from.
And
right?
here
But they still
hits
continue to do so.
Cognitive dissonance. Right back to psychology, everybody. Just makes that like loop. You know
It is what it is.
But you have to like like push it to the side because it doesn't feel good to think about it. But yeah, guys, sagging pants, just so you go to put it back out there again. It's a jail cultural fashion statement.
Yeah.
So that's what you're about. No judgments here. I wear tight pants, but tight pants on a girl just makes her sexy. Anyways, so we were supposed to be. You know what though? I'm not surprised that things are kind of working out.
It is what it
today.
is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to the kid. I know he's probably listening. He's probably a little bit frustrated in regards to the disconnect. But you know what? If it doesn't happen today, of course it will happen again.
What's gonna have to happen?
Of course, you know what? He reached out. We were acknowledging it, and by means, we can reach out once again. We'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is at this point.
I really want to talk to him though.
Hey, you know what? Shoot. It will take place again.
Okay, so we do have some more pictures. I'm just going to show people his clothes.
Let's do it.
Let's just put him out there.
Let's do it,
so
man.
I want you, listen, run through some photos of his stuff, and I can talk about a little bit more about. So that's him.
Okay.
That's the kid. See what I was saying about, look, like they have their own style. Look, he's so like, the sweater.
The bandana.
And you know what I'm saying?
Well, Chicago cold, so they need the sweaters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chicago is cold. I'm gonna ask him to send me some gear because it's cold in Canada.
Yeah, man. My meats. Got use some of them now.
Yeah, I can model some of them. But no, so that's the kid. He's the. I watched one of his videos. You guys heard him speaking a little bit earlier. There's actually video 2 is the one that I wanted to show, and that's the one of the runway show that he did. He's actually done some fashion weeks.
Okay.
Which I think is awesome. Can we throw up that video? Okay. Yeah? Okay, so we're going to get that video up so you guys can see that. It's of his fashion weeks show that he did. He's done a couple. Yeah, he's done a couple of them. So the kid is also looking to do some work in the education system as well.
Oh, love.
Yeah, he wants people, his biggest thing is he wants people to be able to express themselves.
Okay.
And he feels that people can, like he is, and again, we will get his story eventually.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that he does this.
Okay.
And I like the fact that he goes with the whole varsity.
The college
You
look.
actually like that look. Yeah. This is actually something I think, honestly, Dave, I could actually buy you some of this stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Calm down. Not now.
Some of it suits me. I haven't seen all of it, in regards to all of the styles of wears or cases, but some like the jacket we pointed out to earlier.
You really want that jacket?
It's a cool looking jacket. I can go front.
Can we? I know she's gonna kill me.
No, I know. Right?
If we can get another picture, I know. I make people work. Listen.
Hey, don't worry. We won't.
There we go. Woo!
All right.
I'm gonna wear that tomorrow, outside.
I'm sure you will. In the cold. Go for it.
But again, these are things that, who could wear this type of stuff? I know would love this stuff. Brittany, Miss Channer.
All right.
Big up, Travelers. Yeah, this is like her look. Like if you're in school, even me, I would probably rock that. I would not rock them to shorts. Is that a short or a skirt?
Hey, it is what it is.
You don't care. You just see leg and it's like wicked. Dave lost interest in my conversation about 30 seconds ago.
Created white shirt. Sweater. It's rolled up to what? Elbow length. Yeah, I notice everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do we have something else? There that we could? Oh, we have the. Let's throw his fashion line in. Then we can go back to some more pictures. compliments of Richard's magazine.
Okay.
But again, like this young man's, he's out there.
I like it. Once again, it's lovely to see the pride when you infuse today's look, right? Or fashion stage, I should say, with, of course, the textiles, of our culture. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. Kudos to the brother who's doing it, man.
So I'm gonna show you a few more of his clothing wear, where some of his stuff that
Okay.
people might like, just so you can get an idea. So this young man, you can find Chicago's Playground on Facebook. He has a Facebook page. He also has a Instagram. His Instagram is really cool. He has some good people on there. David Banner, actually. He has some photos with Mr. David Banner.
Shout out to David Banner.
Wearing some of his gear, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
There's another one. There's a few other ones. We can show whatever. Yeah, I can show whatever you have there for him, just so people can get an idea of some of the stuff that he do. And you know what? For us, one thing we are trying to do here at MyTCNTV is to reach out to our communities across the border.
For real, and if you need some Canadian models, come on, let it be known.
He just wants a jacket. That's all he wants.
Amen.
I
Shoot.
love this.
This is
one
awesome
here.
look.
I swear I would do this look. That skirt, that whole, oh yes, like that full picture. Yeah, but this was just, I had to get the up front and then the full so people could see. But this, like, just looking at this look again, this is a t-shirt wrap up with wrap up. Right? And it's dope. I love it. I love it. I'm going to do it. I need to get that. I don't know how much it is, but I'm going to ask questions because that's a pretty cool look.
For real.
Right? And it's just really simple, but I like that he keeps it. He has some African pieces in there too.
Okay.
That I really appreciate. You saw the red, green, and gold one.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of nice.
Yeah,
so
man.
you can find him also, Twitter. He also has a Twitter page. So he's doing a lot. And you know what? I'm so upset that we didn't get to talk to him.
It's all right, these things happen. But like I said, this isn't the first time. By means, we'll definitely get a chance to do it with him once again.
Yeah, and if you're watching, but guys, I really do hope you enjoyed today's little bit shorter edition of the show. We just wanted to keep it light and have a little bit of fun. Like, put some cheer and color in your life. I hope we did that.
Especially in the dark and gloominess of the past couple of days.
But it's done, and we have some fashion ideas. You can turn a t-shirt into something hot, put it in a skirt, wrap up with some shorts. I'm going to do it. So if anyone sees this summer,
an oversized t-shirt, yes.
Oversized t-shirt and wrap up and just, put on some boots that strap up into pants or something like that. Because I guess Rihanna was wearing that. I had no idea. But apparently, wrap up boots in pants and all type of things. So
it's hot.
You guys have a wonderful, do you have anything else to say to the people today?
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Peace and love, family.
Dress to impress, dress to show your expressions of you. Dress and those days that you feel really bad, that's the day that you need to really show out. So guys, until next week, until Friday, In the Now. Join me on In the Now on Friday, okay? But until then, bye guys.
Peace and love, family.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.